And Donald Trump has said on Truth Social that it was a Biden overhang. He says that it is not his economy, that this number, as Victoria was just saying, is backward looking. Meanwhile, you've got Democratic Congressman Richie Torres saying it's official. Donald Trump has finally liberated the American economy from growth. He says making recessions great again. Well, for more on the GDP numbers, which clearly are already dividing politicians, I'm joined by Ken Kim, senior economist at KPMG. Great to see you, Ken. If you could talk us through, you have this headline number that the economy shrank. That's not the whole story, though. Can you explain why this data is messy?
That's exactly right. What's really interesting about the GDP report is that even though it is backward looking, you had preemptive behavior by both consumers and businesses acting before the tariffs were announced in early April. So, for example, the huge increase in imports that you mentioned, with the exception of COVID, the surge in imports was the highest since the early 1970s. So you're talking about, more than 50 years. And the reason for that was businesses wanted to bring the goods in ahead of time before the tariffs hit prices. And in terms of consumer spending, personal consumption expenditures in the GDP report was up 1.8% on an annualized basis, which is fairly good.